There's a lot of talk today about how can we bring the principles into education. It's a perplexing question. It's a big question. And yet the answer is actually kind of simple, or part of it is simple. Have you ever looked for something and then discovered it's right there under your nose? That's what happened to me when I started asking the question, how can folks who do want to see the principles blossom in education all over the world get some substantial resource that will assist them? There's a lot going on, thankfully, in the world today in this area of education, so we're not alone. But what occurred to me was that we have an actual 40-year legacy of education actually having the principles embedded in classrooms and in systems, and that it is in fact possible to peer into that history and see what's there. So this webinar series called Educators Living in the Joy of Gratitude is the history, really, of the three principles in education. I began to think of individuals who had a remarkable track record. And before long, we had a list of 17 presenters, and we organized them into 12 webinars that are available all over the world now. And in truth, we captured evidence. We always talk about where's the research, where's the evidence of the principles. And in the field of education, this webinar series begins to, in a very succinct way, present the true picture of what it looks like inside of a school system when the principles are introduced. And the speakers together, if you took their names, added up their years in education, have logged more than 500 years working in education, and the vast majority of that is using their understanding of the principles. So you'll see in this series speakers such as Barb Ost, and all the way to Australia, Dean Evans Rees, and a whole series of marvelous experts. What emerges is what we would call qualitative evidence about how the lives of educators and children changed when these individuals began to teach the principles. There are some themes that emerge, and we were surprised at that because presenters came from 4 different countries, all kinds of different places they had not met. And the themes that emerged clearly were surprising to us. They were so natural. It's almost as if the common outcomes, the common strategies are part and parcel of learning, living, and sharing the principles regardless of where you go. So this series is available, and it is one of probably the easiest ways to answer the question, what do the principles look like in an educational setting, and how can I go about bringing that into my school, whether you're an educator or a person in the community. So I invite you to give this series a close eye if you're wanting to commit your efforts to bringing the principles to schools in your community or your country or in the globe. Please take a look.